Hey guys, I'm here with Third Coast Gaming. I'm here with
Tyler.
And what'd you do today, Tyler?
Went 3-1 with Despia Albaz.
All right, let's see what you got.
So I run 3 copies of Aluber. It's the main searcher of the deck. Also has some graveyard recursion when a fusion monster leaves. It's really helpful. If you're not running 3, you should be. 3 Despian Tragedy. It's a good card. Most of the times it helps search. Today I got hit by double Dark Claw. They ended up taking out one of my Despian Tragedies and I just got the plus off of it. So really good card. You definitely want to run 3 of them. Dramaturge, really good card. Kind of a targeting negate on board sometimes when something's summoned from the extra deck. It also gets to special itself when it's fusion summoned, so it really helps out a lot. The fact that it's a 3k body. Ad libitum, he's just there in case any of my fusion monsters get banished. When he's used as fusion material, I can get it back from the banishment or whatever. It's a good card. I like to have it at a 1 of. One of the main players of the deck, Fallen of Albaz. Super awesome card, super poly on legs. It doesn't target, so definitely should want to run 3 of these if you're ever playing the Fallen of Albaz deck. This card was the one that I wanted to try out at 3. I think I'm going to go back down to 2, just because it recurs itself from the graveyard with the fusions. It also helps you bring out a Fallen of Albaz, but sometimes I have issues where I've already gone through all the Fallen of Albazes, and I'm still seeing this card, and I can't have that. Albion the Shrouded Dragon. This card actually came in clutch today. I was playing against Heroes in round 4, and I ended up putting this card down. Ended up drawing off the top deck. He already used his DPE, and I got to basically call by it when we were in the mirror with DPEs, so it's pretty wonderful. For the Destiny Hero package, this card's pretty standard, so you want to run the Destiny Hero Celestial and Dasher so you can get the extra card draw. Branded opening, this card is amazing, and I run it at 3. You should always run it at 3 if you're playing any branded deck. Lets you special summon a Despia monster from deck in defense position and discard on resolution, not for cost, which is absolutely insane. Also protects your fusion monsters. If a monster would be destroyed by a card effect, a fusion monster, you can just banish this instead, protects the monster. Branded in red, another great card. Sometimes I find myself, instead of just adding like a Despia monster and then immediately fusing with it, I usually just keep the monster in hand if I want to have follow-up plays. So this card's really good. It goes off really well with Queritus, the fusion monster, because the monster can't attack directly, but Queritus usually makes everything 0, so you're just going to get the damage in anyway as if you were attacking. This is the one card that I love that everybody seems to hate. It's just too good. Super Poly, I see this every game. I use it every game. A lot of the times when I play Fallen of Albaz, if they have like a Baron on board and Sword Soul and they negate it, I'll just Super Poly it away with their Baron and make Tidaclad because it's an option.
What is that?
Despia Theater, the branded. This card is absolutely amazing. There's like a little bit of a soft lock with Aluber and Queritus on board and Dramaturge, where you could, if a face-up non-fusion fairy leaves, you get to just constantly bring things back, and you can build your board better than you did before. So that's super awesome. It also lets you fusion summon a level 8 or higher during the main phase, so that helps. And then 2 of my favorite cards that I just recently picked up, the Lightning Storms. It's this deck build is meant for going second deck, so I have these 2 in the main, and it actually came up once today against Fluinderiz. He ultimately ended up beating me though, but it's still a helpful card. 2 Fusion Destinies. I wouldn't run it if it was at 3. I actually kind of wanted to keep it at 2. I feel like it helps the deck out more, so, you know, there's that. The 1 Polymerization for extra fusion materials, because this helps, but it also goes with Guardian Chimera. If this is in the graveyard and Guardian Chimera is on the field, it can't be targeted by opponent's card picks, so while you have that in mind. The 1 Called by the Grave, this card came in clutch. Having it at a 1 of at least, it still makes all the difference. Harpy's Feather Duster, another good card I like to keep in the main board. A lot of the decks, a lot of people here like to play Eldritch sometimes, so it really does come in handy. Foolish Burial, he's really good with the Tragedy. You see this, you want to bait out something or try to get like an Ash out of hand or something, you know, this is a good starter. Just use this to send Despian Tragedy if not. And for the only hand traps of the game, we're playing Infinite Impermanence. This card is amazing, and I actually use this one also as well against the Fluinderiz player who tried to use, I believe it was the map, and anyway, I just impermed his Impin, and then it just shut off the back row, but he still ultimately ended up getting the win. For the extra deck, We run the one per planet Arcana. It's a really good card to have. Then we have a Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. It comes up sometimes. It just depends on the matchup. Brygran, he's helpful, so it helps out sometimes. It just can't be destroyed by battle if I want something permanent on the board. 2 Titaniclad. This card is amazing. This is probably one of the best options right now that we have for Fallen Albaz fusions, because you get to anything with 2500 attack or more. I mean, in countless other tournaments I've been able to play the Albaz, the effect doesn't go off, and I'll just fuse with Super Poly into their DPE, and then they just don't have it anymore. 2 Albion. This card is amazing. Eventually, when I get the Dragoon, I'll probably end up running the Light Hex Seal in place of one of the Ecclesias and be able to make Dragoon with him. He lets you banish fusion materials and fuse from the graveyard by banishing. It's helpful, but I didn't see it a lot today. Perskinian, it's a good card. It comes up sometimes. It's very rare, but it's definitely one that you want to have. Double Quietus, this is your go-to. He has a quick effect in the main phase where you can make all level 8 or higher non-fusion monsters, all level 8 or lower non-fusion monsters basically get 0 attack. It came up in the hero matchup. Really good card. Also, when it leaves by card effect, you get to bring out a Despia or Fallen Albaz, so it's great. I play 3 of the Masquerade Blazing Dragons. They're helpful. I like them, but I'm going to cut down one of these guys for another Chimera. This card, absolutely amazing. Guardian Chimera is just phenomenal with card draw, being able to pop things on field, not being able to be targeted at Polys Engraved, so that's super awesome. And then of course for DPE, great card, gotta have it. And for the side deck, I have a buddy here who plays Sky Strikers. So one of the main things I like to play against him, just to show some tomfooleries, play the Phantasmes, you know, sometimes they help. I plan on taking the Phantasmes out and putting in a 3rd Token Collector and a few others I'm not too sure of, though. I'm still trying to work out the kinks. Token Collector came up clutch against Sword Soul a couple weekends ago, and it's supposed to help with the Brave Engine. 3 Artifact Lancia, supposed to help up against the Floowandereeze matchup, PK matchup. Unfortunately, I didn't see any of it today against the final round, or the runner-up to the final round. Double Twin Twister, just to handle back row. Sometimes you can discard Tragedy and it just gives you pluses. Against the Eldritch matchup, Royal Decree, it comes up a lot in the last few tournaments I've had, so it actually helps. And then, of course, the 3 Tikaboo. This deck is one of the few decks that can actually run it, so you don't have to worry about typings and all that jazz. I do plan on taking out probably the Royal Decrees for evenly matched, and definitely trying to find some space for Joel Lockbirds, but that's it for the deck.
Well, maybe all part of an insurance